Welcome to the Moneytree Mastery Property Show, broadcast live at 12:30 every Thursday, an hour of property talk, property information. We are Neil and Jacqueline Dobson, and over the coming weeks and months, we'll share with you how we scale from £25,000 worth of debt to a portfolio worth in excess of 4 million. This is your backstage pass to live updates, real life case studies, funding insights, and lessons learned, so you don't hit some of the potholes that we hit along the way. So we're here to navigate you around them rather than into them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to today's show. And as you can see, we've got the Moneytree Mastery winter collection on today because it's freezing. I've had to put the hat on to keep the warmth in because the hair is slightly thinning. I think anyone knows me, it's just starting to disappear. So what's new in your week?
Oh my goodness, we're doing so many new things at the moment.
Well, it's no time for sleep in our house, no.
No. Marbella last week, wasn't that amazing?
What an experience. So those of you who don't know, we were invited for the third time actually to be guest mentors at a Property Millionaires Retreat, which is hosted by one of the leading property education companies in the country. So it's quite an honour, and this time they really worked us quite hard.
I know, but it was so good.
We did 3 sessions. We were there for hosting with the clients for 5 days in total, but we were there for 7 days, weren't we? But yeah, it's an eye-opener. It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah,
incredible experience. Absolutely incredible.
If you ever get the chance to go on a retreat, I mean, we get to go as mentors. We've never been actually as mentees, as attendees, and they put us straight to work. But
yes,
they are fantastic. We see people really, really blossom. Yeah, just in 5 days, go from crying because they're so nervous and not knowing what to do to then getting on to doing reels and standing up and presenting and doing all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
that was incredible. Someone that was literally crying with anxiety because they part of one of the sessions was to produce a 60-second reel, and I mean this young girl was crying with anxiety, etc. And then just with a bit of a coaxing, good mentor what's the word? A mentor managing people managed to sort of coax them into doing it, and their performance was phenomenal, wasn't it? And the growth after that, once they'd broken that barrier, was actually extraordinary to watch.
So good. What else have been doing new? Oh, we held our first NAB and Investor. That was amazing. Some of those attendees are on this call now, so that's great. Yeah, NAB and Investor, and I have got some fantastic things that I'm going to add into NAB and Investor as well. Some really cool stuff.
Yeah, so obviously there's we've got quite a number of people on it already, and though I say it's myself, I think you put it together very well.
Thank you very much. I'll take that. Public recognition.
It's all kept under wraps, so I have to sort of wing it a bit, but I've grown into it and I know what's going on now. So I've come to the party. She really keeps everything under wraps, doesn't share it with me until the day. So
it's all in my head. I have to get it on paper first.
I'm sitting there going, what's next? What's happening? But no, I think you put it together fantastically. I think it's super value for people, and yeah, spread the word if you're on it, because we go again
2 weeks time. So Monday, the 16th of June is the next NAB and Investor. Yeah. Oh, so watch this space, because the membership area that I'm going to build in the next 8 weeks. I'll put it out there in 8 weeks.
Resources.
And the resources, yeah. It's going to be super value, and I don't think there's anything else out there like this either. I have seen what
you've planned to put in the resources, and I mean that's just giving it away, really.
Yeah, it really is.
We spent 150,000, invested 150,000 ourselves to get this stage, and you're giving it away.
Quids in, yeah.
Giving it away. Not happy.
But it's brilliant. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited.
It is actually the giving back and seeing people flourish in the property business is as rewarding as any money, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So in today's show, we're going to be sharing news, property news, mortgage news. There's stuff happening all the time in the property world. The constant changes with the new government, we get new legislation. Trying to get net zero. I don't really know much about the carbon net zero thing. It's like just a foreign language to me, but obviously as landlords I know that we've got to get our EPCs up, so that's something we're actually focusing on at the moment. We've got a refurb going on and just discussing this morning how we can increase that EPC rating. Yeah, so really I'm just going to hand it over to you and you can tell us what is new in the property world.
Well, new, I don't know about new, there's not a lot of new, well, it's quite a lot that's imminent new, but some facts and figures which I've extracted from the Times is the average house price rose by 6.4% in March, and this is solely attributed to the imminent stamp duty land tax hike. So that's, if you want to move the market, that's how you do it, isn't it? Is you know, talk about another tax hike and then people sort of act quickly and will pay a little bit more for the property. But there's been a massive fallout as a result, whereas the total number, a significant decline in sales, the total number of sales in April was 64,680, which is a drop of, compared to March, 64%.
Wow, that's a lot.
So that again is completely attributed to the stamp duty land tax hike. So yeah, there's a lot of properties there that aren't moving at the moment, which is really good news. In April, there's over 100,000 properties were reduced that are listed up for sale on the likes of Rightmove, etc. So that can only bode well for us professional property investors, because people are going to get more inclined to take an offer, and that's good news for us. So yeah, there's a lot of bad news for the likes of the agents, the vendors, and even the conveyancing solicitors, etc., and the brokers, the lenders. Struggling with words today. What's going on? Tired.
Cold.
I'm up poorly, man flu, yeah. But for the real professional property investors, the right time is now. Get out there viewing and offering now, and believe me, keep following up. I think you'll smash it, and people are getting motivated to sell, and that's a good time for us. The other interesting thing, which I didn't really hear about until yesterday, but there's new software that they're introducing for EPC assessors that comes in on the 15th of June.
Oh,
or just next week. And this is going to be far more detailed than their current tick box exercise, and it will take away a lot of the assuming, because I don't know if anyone reads the EPCs, and there's a lot that state cavity wall insulation, none assumed, and it's never facts, and they're going to base it a lot more on facts, but it could be a lot more work or a lot more organisation for the landlord, because if you've upgraded the property anyway, say you've had loft insulation fitted or cavity wall insulation or replacement windows or heating systems, you've got to have all the documents to back that up so they can actually ascertain exactly what the spec of the windows is, the boiler rating, etc., the depth of the loft insulation. So you're going to have to evidence it. And if they do have to go down the assumed route, they're going to mark it down rather than up now. So you need to make sure that you keep all the documentation and record everything so it's easy at hand. So when you do have an EPC done, that you can actually evidence the fact that you've made some upgrades to the property. There's a lot of talk by the NRLA especially, and obviously the opposition to the government, about the 2030 target being unreasonable, impossible to hit, and they're putting that all down to the fact they reckon there's at least 250,000 shortfall in skilled tradespeople. So there's no way you can achieve it because you haven't got the manpower to do every property required by 2030. So they've either got to get a lot of apprenticeship schemes in place and get the ball rolling quickly, otherwise the target is never going to be hit. Which, I mean, I think is an impossible target anyway, personally, but that's only my opinion. So yeah, that's a lot of news about the other one thing about EPCs. They're now talking about them not lasting 10 years, but only 5. So you might have to have a new EPC every 5 years, which, well, that's good and bad, because you have made some upgrades in that 10 years. You'd want them to reflect in the EPC sooner rather than later, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but if they're going to start changing everything, you're going to have
Well,
more
the
things.
goalposts are definitely going to move in autumn 2026 anyway, but we don't know exactly what the specification or the criteria is to that, but they're certainly going to change in 2026. So if you have got an EPCC, you're not going to get them all through by the 15th of June, but if you have got one that's an EPCC, I would certainly contemplate getting a new EPC before the autumn of 2026 to see if you can buy yourself another 5 or 10 years grace.
Yeah, so I was actually looking today. I shared with our group just some bits and pieces on trying to keep the EPC up by putting just simple things that are really quite cost effective. The jackets around the hot water tanks, cylinders. I think you looked and they're like start off at 20 quid.
20 quid, yeah.
Energy efficient light bulbs. Loft insulation was the other one.
Yeah, it's going to be 270 mil now, loft insulation.
Loft insulation, and which I don't think that's very
and I think if you've got a tenant in, you could look for grants for that. Yeah,
it's very, very true.
Have to have a tenant in place though.
And we're having all new flooring throughout the one that we're doing at the moment. So we're going to look for a sort of good underlay as well. So as long as we record all these things,
that's
give us a few points.
That's a flat, so obviously that will help escaping into the property below, etc.
And it's a top floor. Do you think that would make any difference? Because the heat rises, isn't it? They might say it's more energy efficient because it's top floor. Don't know.
Yeah. So one bit of sort of interesting fun news is future residents in a new housing estate near Bradford have been warned that they're at risk of being hit by a cricket ball. So the company's put in planning to develop a housing estate on the edge of a cricket ground, and they've done some research and monitored it, and they reckon on average 3 cricket balls end up where the housing estate will be every single match. So they're going to want some seriously reinforced glass, aren't they?
Oh my God. So I wonder how that works with insurance.
Yeah, I mean, the council are trying to oppose it, but it's quite likely to get through because the actual risk to human harm is fairly low. I don't know, I suppose it's seasonal as well, isn't it? So the trouble is, the time of the year when they're out in the garden sitting about is the time when cricket's on. So, you know, you can weigh up the risk of laying on your sunbed near a cricket pitch. Yeah. So I thought it was quite amusing, that.
Just going to say hi to all those people on Facebook. Thank you very much for spending your lunchtime with us today. I really appreciate you, thinking of us, coming and hopping on. If you've got any questions, we'd love to have your questions. Anything that we can help you with, pop it in the chat or in the comments on Facebook, and we'll see if we can pick them up and answer them live on the show. That'd be amazing. That'd be so good.
Yes. So what's next?
Okay. Well, the retreat. So many questions. What was your best bit actually of the retreat? I'm laughing at mine.
My best bit.
Yeah.
My favourite thing is watching people's growth. We had quite a broad age range, ranging from 20 years old through to 60. Hello. And they all seem to have the same blocks and barriers, didn't they? Regardless of age.
Yeah. And
they all powered through them. Being in front of a camera was a huge fear. Standing up and talking in front of people was a huge fear. And as I've said before, all these fears are learned. There was a fear of mine, don't get me wrong, it certainly was. But there's only 2 natural fears: the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. All the other fears we learn, so we can unlearn them, if you like. But watching, especially a young lady called Maddie, just sit there for half an hour talking herself into doing something. She was so anxious, but she did it, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely smashed it.
And just to watch her flourish along with everyone else, really. And I'm a bit of a skeptic. The first time we got invited on a retreat, I thought, well, how? Because everyone talks about them being life changing. I'm thinking, yeah, because they are. It's all a money making scheme. But my word, what an eye opener! My mind was blown, definitely.
Yeah,
And we were heavily involved in this one, as in delivering content and one-to-ones during the week, etc. But I think we took as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, you never stop
In
learning,
growth,
do you?
in growth, and yeah,
So yeah, so
phenomenal experience.
we came back pretty
Exhausted, yeah.
but also revitalized as well, with lots of ideas. I think my favorite part, I just really getting to know everybody, like really getting to know them, because we were spending from sort of 9 o'clock till
midnight
with these people. Yeah, if anybody ever does anything with us, there's always going to be food involved. There will be an amount of drink involved,
sensible amount,
and a lot of laughter. Yeah, so yeah, it was brilliant. I just think that camaraderie, that togetherness, that I think that is my favourite bit. But oh my goodness, didn't we get treated? We had a private chef, we had a housekeeper, so breakfast in the morning, and then at lunchtime, private chef came in.
And evening. But evenings we didn't get taken out to dinner.
We went to a beach club. So just spent, if everybody's seen on Facebook, my reels that I was putting together. But yeah, poolside mentoring. I know. Is there a thing? Definitely there is a thing. Yeah, so it's really, really good. So my favourite bit really was just that proper getting to know people, relationship building.
But I think that's as a result of being on the retreat, because you're off the grid. So you've got no distractions from everyday life. You're actually really in the zone, and they do very much cocoon you and make you part of what's going on. There's no escape, because they want to see that growth.
Yeah, definitely.
So it is a case of, right, we're going to look after you for the whole week, and you're going to have the time and experience of your life. And they certainly did. And the feedback's phenomenal. In fact, we got voted for an award by one of being the funniest speakers at the event. I'm not sure that's a compliment, really.
Not all the time.
I hope it's humour and rather than
it's been weird, bloopers, a bit strange, yeah. But some of the things that came out of the retreat, because we get to know these people really well, and the fears that people have, we're going to cover some of them and hopefully put you at ease with some of the fears that actually were voiced. And the biggest one was about sort of self-promotion.
Yeah.
About being scared of what people think of them, about being like heckled online, about
all feared negative feedback, every single one of them.
About people having like being trolled online, or just thinking that they're not worthy. Yeah, so that was a big one. But I can't think of, well, there's been one time I've been trolled by somebody, because I was I was looking for someone. But I don't know if anybody's heard of the 6 degrees of separation. I don't know if anybody has ever tried the 6 degrees of separation. It's where if you're looking, or you want to make contact, say with like a famous person, you're probably only like 6 people away from actually being able to get in contact with that famous person. Now, I thought I would try this concept with a property. I was looking for the owner of the property. It was when we just bought 2 in the same street. The next door neighbour had contacted us because the house next door to them was in a really awful state, and there was rats running around the garden. The lean-to was falling over. It's gone past leaning. It had gone. And they really wanted to get this property, renovated and sorted out, because it's causing a problem with their property. But they knew who the daughter was. They knew that the chap had gone into an old folks' home. But that was really all they knew. They didn't know any way of getting hold of her. So I thought that I would try the 6 degrees of separation and see if I could find her through the power of Facebook, the amazing Facebook. So I basically just put a Facebook post out there giving limited detail because I didn't want to give too much away because obviously personal information. So I just gave town, surname, the first letter of the daughter's name, and I gave the place where the daughter lived, and I knew what her job was or the company that she worked for. I put that into Facebook, put it out there as a post, and within 24 hours she got in contact with me, and that is the power of Facebook. She had no idea who I was, but because of that post I got a bit of negative feedback, let's say, saying that I was a gold digger and the poor bloke hasn't died yet and I'm after his house and after all his possessions.
But actually we solved their problem.
But yeah, but it wasn't like that at all. But yeah, 24 hours and she got in contact with me. So Facebook is a phenomenal place to market yourself.
We knew, because the neighbour knew where she lived, what town or city she lived in. We knew that it was a good distance between her and the property. And we also knew, because we visited the property, the heating was on full blast and all the lights were on, but there's no one living there. So we were actually solving problems, and she was very, very grateful in the end. It was a bit of a shock initially for her, I think, but she was very grateful in the end. So yeah, we're just trying to solve problems, basically.
But that's the only time I've been trolled. That's the only time I've had any negativity. So and I put posts out there. I mean, we've got hundreds of posts out there. We do this goes out live on Facebook. So far, this might be today, but so far, some negative comments. But we haven't had negative comments on this. We're on YouTube, we're all over the place, but we don't get them. And to be fair,
invitation.
I know there's now going to be loads of them, but even if you do get them, it's like just block them out. I know it's easy for me to say, but
because they've got nothing better to do with their time. That's what you want to focus on.
You don't want to be focusing on negative people. You want to be in groups of positivity, people that are going to push you along, pull you along, and raise you up, not people that are going to.
It's really hot in my winter collection.
They're gonna drag you down. So yeah, so don't be afraid of negative feedback, and
you can block people anyway.
Yeah, so that really shouldn't be a concern. Your concern should be about getting yourself out there. If you want to do well in property and you really want to be a success, then you need to be using all social media platforms as your shop window, as your shop front, because it's free for a start. Billions of people are on the social media sites. Just choose the one that's good for you, the one that you sit comfortably with, and just utilize what's on there. Yeah, so that was a big thing that came out, was that fear. Well, we had that
fear of telling the world what you're doing. We didn't do that for the first 18 months. And when we really scaled, once we actually started telling people what we're doing, because people do want to invest in you.
Yeah, people want to know what
people want to know what's going on in your life.
They find it interesting because you're doing something that is so different to their normal day to day, that they find it really, really interesting. And they absolutely love to watch your growth as well, to see your success, to see that things you're doing, because it's just so different from most people's day-to-day activities. So yeah, instead of thinking that it's negative, think about positive, how inspirational you can be as well to other people who are thinking about doing the same things that you are currently doing. So there'll always be far more people who are encouraging and interested in you, and really watching you rise as well. So yeah, so please don't feel it's a negative at all to get onto the socials and self-promote. So other things that came up, we did a session on raising money, didn't we? I'm not quite sure whether it always goes a little bit awry when we do sessions. We were asked to make a workbook, so I did that. But we're not very good at sticking to the process, are we?
All the right content, not necessarily in the right order.
So yeah, but it was really good. But yeah, raising money, obviously that is a massive thing in property. Is unless you're going to spend years saving, then buy property. and then spend years saving again. Obviously, then you're only going to be able to get a couple under your belt. But raising money is it's a big thing, and it's
the lifeblood.
Business, yeah. But it's also every business, and we'll start with a business loan. We'll raise funds in some form. Every single business will be raising money to help their business grow. So property is no different. And the best bit is, because we're not service providers, it's asset backed. That means that we can force that money to grow as long as we know our numbers, know what we're doing. But we force that capital appreciation on that property. So it's very low risk, asset class to actually borrow money against. I don't know about raising money. Top tips from you?
Top tips from me. Well, be visible. Basically, you need to TTP, talk to people, let them know what you're doing. A big thing is having a proposal on you all the time, so you're prepared, that you can evidence what you're doing, the type of deals you're doing, and those back the numbers and back the security of their money, really. So your big tip is to, I think, be who you are: open, honest, congruent, just true to your word, and especially through social, make sure that because anyone that's going to want to work with you these days, even the finance companies, the mortgage lenders now look at you on social media to see what your activity is, what your type of person you are, what other stuff you're into. So it's make sure you show your values, your hobbies and everything else, not just business, or across your socials, so they can really get a feel for the type of person you are and your values, your real values.
Do you remember that? I'm laughing because you're that first bridging loan company that we had when we first started. Oh my goodness. So in 2019, when we started to learn about property, 2018, when we first started learning about property and understanding and getting professionally educated of how to be like property investors as a career, we were recommended to contact this bridging loan company for our first property deal. And they were all about making sure that our values aligned. It was a husband and wife company, bridging loan company. They were brokers, and yeah, they were so set. They wanted to make sure that we were the right fit for them. And we spent, I don't know, 45-minute phone interview, making sure that our values aligned, making sure that
fitting proper people. It was bizarre. We were grilled.
So not about the bridging loan. They just wanted, it was all like for them, it was really heart-led, wasn't it? Their business model. And still today,
that is the hardest transaction ever, to get that money.
That wasn't the best experience. That was our very first, very first, everything to do with property investment. And it was the weirdest interview ever. To get lending. The whole thing was a massive.
Hence, we never went back.
No, didn't use them again. It was crazy. And that was the husband, wasn't it? And then eventually he sort of moved out the way and the wife took over, and then it was a lot smoother. But yeah, it was very peculiar.
But it was such a grilling, it felt you start doubting your own standards, your own morals. You start, oh my God, perhaps I am a criminal.
Did you feel like you couldn't be yourself on the phone because you felt like you needed to tick the boxes? Because as well, we were so
up my game on the phone,
and so keen because we wanted to get the bridging loan, so we almost started to change who we were just so that they'd allow us to get bridging finance, which is very.
But we were very wet behind the ears as far as property went back then, wasn't it? So it was
very strange.
Yeah, so that would have been a red flag straight in away now, and we'd have gone elsewhere. But because they're recommended by our mentors at the time, we rolled with it. But it's the most bizarre experience.
It was very weird, very weird. I think the other thing that came out of the retreat is the power of community. I mean, we keep banging on about community, But just being in us as human beings, being with people that that we can trust, being people that are just like us. Yeah, and as Neil said, these people like from the age of 20 to 60. Oh my God. And the other thing was there was two father and daughter couples.
Yeah.
And a mother and son couple as well there as a business. That was phenomenal to see, the two generations coming together as well. So the older generation was wanting, really wanting the life of the younger generation to be so different so they could have the choice and really know they can create a lifestyle that doesn't rely on somebody else employing them.
But the youngsters weren't dragged along, they weren't kicking and screaming, they wanted to be there, they were very driven, and
really good.
They really want to map out their future early doors, so it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so the power of community as well. So getting out there, networking. We did our 5Ps presentation as well. I'm not sure how that went, whether that stuck.
Oh, they loved it.
I know, but I don't know whether all the Ps were covered.
Well, they changed it just in the booklet, didn't they?
Thrown the workbook in the air.
It's all the right P's in the wrong order. Yeah, that's incredible.
That's why it's just 5Ps and there's no order to them, so we can just.
We did our vibe, and then left the V out, so that threw us.
But it was fun.
Oh, that went like clockwork.
But networking is, it's integral to finding the people that we need to speak to, people that build our power teams, the people that can introduce us to the right people. We raised money through networking because we get to make new friends. Our social life really is all about property now, sadly. Or is
we've got a little bit outside of property.
Our family. Yeah, so it's family or property people. But it's because
we've become property bores.
But it's because we enjoy the property chat. We enjoy being with people who, are driven, who are successful. And it's a different language as well, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Other things, stuff we'd never experienced if we hadn't been in property. So
networking is should be a huge part of what you do weekly. Whether it's online, whether it's in person. I mean, obviously in person contact is something that's really sort of reducing nowadays, so we need to make that effort to get out and physically be with people, because you just don't get that same feelings from online networking events.
So is this shoehorned into the next networking event?
Can be, if you want it to be.
I've shoehorned you.
Okay, have you done my link? Link input.
What is it called? A tenuous link.
A tenuous link. Networking. Yeah. So on networking. So next Wednesday is going to be our Property Clarity and Connections networking event. So 1 o'clock. Is that the 11th of June?
Oh, hang on.
I believe it is. The Wednesday, 11th
confirm that.
June. We were holding our Property Clarity and Connection. So if you are serious about getting into property, you're done with just keep learning, just layering on the knowledge, and you want to take action and actually get out there, then this is the place for you to come and be with other people just like you who are serious about property, serious about making changes in your life, about putting offers in and actually doing what it takes to grow that portfolio. And just become somebody who has going to take control of their future. So if you want to join us next week, Wednesday, the 11th of June at 1, then you want to go along to moneytreemastery.com/networking-online. How did I do?
Got that? Online.
So, that done wrong.
I don't know, but
so if you're watching this on YouTube, watching it on catch up, then in the description, I'm going to say below because it probably will be below on YouTube, then the link will be in there. But come and join us next week with the gang. Now, we are planning not to do presentations at networking. We want it to be all about you making connections with people, really getting to know people, having fun. You haven't noticed we like to chuckle.
I think what's trying to say in a long-winded way, you won't hear us rambling on again.
No, because it will be about you.
Do not fear.
It will be about you making great relationships with people, actually having that opportunity to speak to people, which doesn't happen at most online networking events. Yeah, just come and hang out with us, hang out with the gang. I would love to see you there. So that is, I'm going to remember the link again, moneytreemastery.com/networking-online. There we go. I should have practiced that a bit more, but hey, that's how it goes. This is live. It's live. It's live. It's live.
Where else can they find it anyway? Website?
That is the website. Yeah, that is the.
Oh, that's the link straight to though.
Yeah, that's straight. You can.
They just visit the website, they'll find it.
It'll be. I'll be advertising it on Facebook and in the WhatsApp groups, and it will be. You know, you won't be able to miss it because it will be absolutely everywhere. Fabulous. So, anything new for you this month, June? Oh my God, where are we?
As you know, I've been extremely poorly since the retreat. I think
Those late nights.
It might even have been a bit of COVID. I think because I've been in a terrible state, but obviously I soldier on as us men do. But because of the overeating and overdrinking on the retreat, I'd actually put on a considerable amount of weight in a week, which I didn't think would be possible. Put that much on in a week.
Oh, I don't know the amount of food we were consuming.
So we had a private chef, so we were eating 3 times a day. It was just, and then the alcohol was flying.
Well, I don't know if anybody actually knows Lee and Ryan or Jay Munoz, the founders of Assets for Life, but they are, what do you call it? They are hench, basically. They have got muscles upon muscles upon muscles. So I think their calorie intake.
No, I didn't take my shirt off because I didn't want to show them up.
But their calorie intake is quite a lot higher, I believe, than most people. But you like to join in. The food's there. You can't help it, can you? You just eat.
They're in good shape for their ages. They're not young men now, but they're in good shape.
It's a social occasion, isn't it? So you just consume the food.
Yes. So where I was going was that I've decided I needed to get back into the gym because I went regularly last year. Didn't I? Sort of probably 4 or 5 times a week last year. But then came January and I shy away from the gym in January because all these newbies join. They take up all the equipment and spend the whole time looking at themselves in the mirror. So I tend to give it a skip in January and I've never really got back into it this year for some reason.
It's June the 5th. What happened?
Well, let me finish. So I made a decision. I've been 3 times this week.
That's good. Only about 5 months to get back into it.
Can I ask when you last went?
Yeah,
No, you haven't been at all this year.
I don't publicly say that I go to the gym.
I've just been very honest about when I go and when I haven't been. So it's taken me 5 months to get back into a routine of going to the gym. And all it is you've got to keep that momentum, that routine going. If you break that routine, it's really difficult to get back into it. But I've really enjoyed it this week. Even feeling slightly poorly.
Oh,
I know.
Well done.
I know. I had to have an early night the other night.
Oh dear.
That's not new, but it's revisited is the gym. So I'm going to go. I might go today. What are you doing today? You going to yoga?
I don't know. I decided this morning, so I'm going to say yes.
Yes, you can't back down.
I'm going to yoga.
Mindset. You've got her over that little on your shoulder, saying, "No,
it's too easy, isn't it?
Too nice. It's too warm indoors. Don't go outside." Forget that.
Too easy just to say no, isn't it? Not actually get
your monkey on the shoulder. Get there.
Get your yoga pants on and
get your big girl's pants on and get down there.
So I've just been thinking actually. So we've been going over the fears of people that we help, we encourage. What are you scared of? What are your fears? What stops you from moving forward at times?
Well, I've always had sort of confidence issues or self-belief. I'm quite confident in the right environments, but self-belief, I sometimes don't speak up because I don't believe in my mind I'm 100% right, so I don't say anything. So that's something I'm trying to break down. Speaking in front of people now, I think I'm comfortable with. Depends on the audience. We get another audience like we did in the Isle of Wight, I'm not going.
The tumbleweed.
I think rigor mortis had set into most of them.
No
Not,
one said a word.
there's nothing, no expression, no feedback. No, I heard a bit snoring, but that was the toughest gig ever. And there's only 20 people in the room. We've just done AdCon of 540 people, which seemed like a breeze. 20 people the following week was just hard work. So yeah, I'm comfortable with speaking in front of people now. I don't know. I'm still not very good at discipline. Am I?
No. You get distracted very easily. I think
Yeah,
that's more your
do.
thing, is that it's not that you're not disciplined, it's the fact that you get distracted so easily.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
And it doesn't matter how many
I really enjoy it.
times I may suggest, whether it's directly at you or indirectly, to turn off your notifications off your watch and off your phone and off your laptop so you don't get distracted, but you just ignore it. Exactly. So yeah.
Gosh, that was perfect.
Any new stuff that you're going to tackle for June?
New stuff, yeah. I've already acquired a new sourcing client yesterday, who's realistic, so I can definitely find them lots of properties. That's no problem. There's a new strategy we're implementing, which we've got some very expensive contracts drawn up for. So we'll release all the details of that once we've got everything in place. So it's a twist on an old strategy that we're implementing, which I think could be quite lucrative. But I'm keeping under wraps just for a little while, just to make sure we've got all the I's dotted, T's crossed. And we might do an actual training program on that.
Yeah, we'll make it into a thing once we've actually got it.
Yeah, so we'll do a training program on
place.
that, and how you can sort of scale your finances, I think, is the way to promote that.
Yeah, so not
your portfolio, but your finances.
just using other people's money and other people's assets as well. So that'd be good.
So yes.
So
it's
another
enough said. It's enough said.
Another no money down type.
Enough said. So that's quite exciting. We had a good business meeting over lunch on Tuesday. I'm sorry, no girls allowed on that meeting.
I don't get invited.
You didn't get an invite, did you?
No, you started suddenly putting your shoes on, and then I was like, "Where are you
So
going?" Oh, I've got lunch. Oh,
go down to the pub with the lounge, a couple of pints and a sandwich.
And you're the one that cooks. Full stop. You are the one that cooks in the house. So if you've been eating at lunchtime, I've got no supper.
You had some bread and jam, wasn't it?
So I'm like, oh, I'm not eating.
You're not eating that. You are capable. Come on.
And like, not only have I not been invited, I'm also I'm not getting fed. Yeah. So.
Anything else new in? Not unless you can think of anything new that.
Wow, something new that would. See, I don't really keep you up to date what me and Sam get up to. So Sam's our VA.
P, she's a real person.
Oh yeah, she is.
Not virtual.
She is a physical
PA, yeah.
Assistant. She helps me a lot with like I said, I'm more in control of the admin than Neil is.
I'll drink to that.
Just
Cheers.
put a full stop on that. But for business growth and for visibility growth as well, I've been focusing on awards, applying for awards this year as well. I personally just think that we have worked so hard to grow, just the two of us, to grow our business, doing our portfolio and networking events and coaching people and all the other successes that we've had. And I really wanted to shout about it. So, and because I want, actually, I'm going to put this out there. I think
you want to win.
I want an award. Yeah, we've put like hours and hours of effort into
years, not hours.
Personal growth and business growth and development, and I want to shout about it. So, I decided that we'd apply for some awards. So we've got quite a few awards through Assets for Life, for our mentoring. Yes, that's the right word. That's something we're super, super proud of, but I just felt like we need to get a bit wider so we can get that wider recognition. So me and Sam are working on putting applications in for awards. So that's this month. We're gonna.
So I always think it's a bit strange where you have to apply for an award. Usually I'd have thought if someone promotes you,
No,
it says these people need to be in the mix.
It's
It's our audience, and our audience can promote us.
self-promotion, isn't it? It's like shouting about what you do, and that's why you guys have got to shout about what you do as well, because otherwise you're just going to be the best kept secret.
That's the only way you're going to scale is by letting everyone know what you're doing.
Even if we just become runners up, or we don't actually get the reward, the fact that we will have some recognition somewhere, then
again, we'll be in the right circles, rubbing shoulders with the right people,
and we get to go to a party as well.
I guarantee it's going to be costly, isn't it? You're almost buying an award on it.
Yeah, obviously the application is free, but to actually receive the award, because you will get a trophy, but social media content, it's all of that stuff. So yeah, awards, definitely this is the month we're going to be applying for different awards and lots of different categories. That's something me and Sam are working on.
I'm glad I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'll do my hair and I can still get me up and DJ.
No, if we are invited to award ceremony, you will definitely be there. Yeah. So, but it is about the recognition of the circles that you move in. It is all about just getting yourself out there. If no one is going to shout about you louder than you, nobody else is going to do it for you. So if there are opportunities for you to get on stage, to do a presentation, even if it's in front of like just 10 people, take that opportunity to get your message out there. That's something actually this year we've been focusing quite heavily, is communication, actually sort of the public speaking side of thing. Because no one is going to do it for you. So if you've got something to say, if you've got a product to sell, you can help somebody in some way, then get yourself out there.
I mean, if you've got fear of putting yourself out there on social media or public speaking, come and join us, because March 2020, I sat in my office. We went into lockdown. I sat in my office and I spent a whole day trying to produce a 60-second video, trying to get it absolutely perfect.
Actually, there is on YouTube. It's on public. It's there.
Is it? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. But you don't need to visit it.
Go visit YouTube channel.
My point is that I got so fed up of wasting so much time, I just went, sorry, I'm going live. And all I've ever had is positive feedback. And it wasn't perfect, and it still isn't perfect. Every time I jump on, it's not perfect. But there's never any negative feedback. So you must break through that fear that you think people are going to be horrible to you, because they're not. And basically, you're doing something that most people won't do. So people are going to be in awe of you, not slating you, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are going to be in awe of you, having the mindset and the courage to do it. So if you want to come and join us, and we can talk you through how to break those fears and really get out there and scale your business, because you need to shout from the rooftop to scale your business. People need to know about you.
I'm reading, or I should say reading, I'm listening to Terry Blackburn's book. So Terry Blackburn.
Be a Lion.
Be a Lion is his book. We met him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's just he's a presence in a room.
Tequila Terry, they called him. Don't know why.
You check those sorts of people that have fun and like to drink. I don't know. Tequila Terry. He has got an amazing story. We actually did a podcast with him probably about a year ago. He's written a couple of books. He has got an incredible, successful life insurance company. He's a property investor. He's a coach. Podcaster. He does so many things. So I'm just listening to his book, and he just talks about, be like a lion. That's my new. That's June's
your new mantra, is it?
My June phrase is be like a lion. But yeah, that's my new read. for this month is his book. But he's just an awesome human being as well, isn't he?
So is he narrating?
He is. And I also,
Geordie accent.
because I wanted to know, his backstory. I also wanted to listen to his book because that's something that we've got on our goals, is to release a couple of books. And I wanted to know how he puts together. So I listened to people that we know, or read people's books that we know, to see how they've actually popped it together. And so I've read Adam Stott's book very recently. I think that's Millionaire Success Secrets. I think that's what his is called. And
He's
yeah,
a lovely
now
chap.
I'm listening now to Terry Backbones, and they all start with their stories. So like literally they're starting from childhood. And it's just all out there. So it's about being who you are, just being, don't try and be somebody different. People buy you because you are you, and we all have something to offer somebody. If you feel like you can't, if you're in the wrong crowd, you'll know, and you need to find the right people to be with. And they're, well, we've said it before, you be with the people that push you along, who raise you up.
Yeah.
Just, I think Donna says about social pruning. Social pruning is great. Just remove yourself.
Deadwood.
Yeah, just take a little side step from people.
But we're still optimistic, I believe, getting Terry down here as our guest speaker at our in-person networking event.
We're supposed to be here in May, but because we've been to AdCon and he was there also.
He was drunk every night. He had no energy left to travel down from Newcastle to Colchester.
A distance away from us. So he'd been away. He didn't want to be away from his family for another night. So we will get him at our in-person networking at some stage. Right. So what time? Oh my goodness, we haven't got long to go at all.
So what's coming up? What's on?
So what's on? We have got the networking next week.
Next Wednesday, 11th of June, 1 p.m.
June.
And you can reach that by going to...
Oh, I thought you were going to do it. Moneytreemastery.com /
//
there we go. / networking - online. Register, come and join us, have some fun, have some giggles, and make
you will get time to really
it's going to be great.
Connection.
It's going to be amazing. And then we're going to have the week after will be a NAB and investor. So this is a new thing for us. We've already done the first month. It was so good. I've just really enjoyed it. But helping those who are struggling to raise finance for your property deals, understanding how to position yourself, understanding how to have those conversations so you can create cash from conversations, and just drawing from your past lives, careers that you've had. You don't have to have experience in property to be able to raise money, because it is about people. It's about you. It is all about you. And just a little bit about the deal.
So NAB and Investor will kick off. It's always the following week from the virtual networking event. So that'll be Monday the 16th, and then it'll be the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It'll be 7 p.m. for those 3 evenings. And
the best bit is, at the moment, it is just 27 quid to join. You get our toolkit, our resources. That is growing. So £27 at the moment for being a founder member. That will be a monthly payment at 27 for however long that you want it. You'll be left with just the toolkit if you just pay for 1 month and don't want to come back again. But it's about being
part of something,
part of the networking. Yep. You will see your growth. You'll get accountability. It will be about being able to come together once a month for a week and really implementing everything that we're teaching you, your feedback, us just helping you get better and better at raising money so you can be in front of the right people, having the right conversations. And I think our toolkit is fantastic, but we're going to build on that.
Well, I did say earlier that I thought you'd done a good job, but...
So cheap at the moment, because as founding members, you are helping us build out the actual toolkit.
During this first 1, 2, 3 months that we're putting this out there, we really want to grow it into something that's very fine-tuned. So we welcome feedback or anything that you think we could add in. we will just embrace that, and we'll try and sort of slot it in. If it's going to give it value, we'll certainly consider it and put it in there. So this is why it's so cheap to start with, because we want to build it to get it absolutely right, and to get it right, we need the people's feedback.
We do. We need you to help us to actually produce it. So that's
a two-way thing, certainly.
That's your reward, is that it's super, super, super cheap. So any questions that have come in on Facebook? Or have we got anything on the chat? If you have any questions for us on anything, any way that we can help you, then let us know. Okay, I've got one on the chat. Not on the chat, on this one, on Facebook. That's very confusing.
Technical directors are all over the place.
Oh God, this is a question we get asked loads. How do I know where to find investors? That is something we get asked all the time.
Your phone book will have hundreds in.
Okay, so what do you do?
Well, you don't ring them, so you got any money. Basically, your phone book be a network of people that the majority of them will be family, friends, and people that like, know, and trust you. There's going to be money out there, so you've got to talk to people. Isn't it?
You have.
Let them know what you're doing.
Yeah. But it's never about asking for money.
No, we never. No, I don't think we've ever asked for money. The money comes to us. You become attractive to money, and people want to work with you and it is about you. So the face of your business has got to be you. You can't just have a business page and a picture of a house or something. It's got to be you, because people buy you. People buy people, don't they?
Definitely do. Yeah.
You've got to be, the face of your business has got to be you. You've got to be out there doing the lives, doing a bit of, do some podcasts, do whatever you need to do to get your name out there and grow your credibility and your network. So and the money will come to you.
So top tips then. 3 top tips for raising money.
Thanks for that.
Off the cuff.
3 top tips is move in the right circles, be around people that you'd like to work with and you believe you can work with, and vice versa. Network. Go with a purpose. Make sure you've got the ability to book in a second meeting, second chat, whether that be a Calendly link that goes directly into your calendar, so that you can block out 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the best way, and then, because if you soon realise that it's not going anywhere, it's done in 20 minutes. If you book a coffee, you've got to get there, you've got to chat, and then you've got to
spend money.
You then got to try to find out a nice excuse to escape the situation and travel home again.
The old toilet trick, and then come back.
Yeah, but it is, networking, and don't always go to free networking events. Try and find the ones you have to pay for, because you get a different caliber of person there.
Yeah.
The free ones, 9 times out of 10, or a lot of the time, the people that attend have been sent there by their employer. So they're not actually that enthusiastic about it.
Practice at the free one.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready to really have the proper conversations, then go for the paid one.
And you want 3 top tips, do you?
You've only got like 2 minutes left, so yeah.
Well, I must have given 3 there.
Oh, look, Nigel's put his Calendly link. So anybody wants to chat with Nigel?
There you go.
Book a call.
And there we go. Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Self-promotion. Get out there, have a chat. If you're looking for, whatever.
Have you done a 3rd one?
No.
I think you did, actually.
Why don't you throw it in the mix?
I think you did. Calendly link, you did networking, and
your phone.
There we go. That's 3.
People that like, know, and trust you already. Tell them what you're doing. They'll want to get involved.
Perfect.
Especially, and again, it's all about the presentation of the numbers and the credibility to make sure that they feel confident their money is safe.
Wonderful. Thank you for those. So that's us. Thank you so much. Another hour gone. Thank you for spending your time with us.
I think I need to lay down. I'm a bit poorly,
Neil's going to go put his head down. I'm going to carry on building our empire. It's been amazing to spend this hour with you.
Yeah.
Come and spend next Wednesday lunchtime at 1 o'clock with us on our Property Clarity and Connections networking event. You can find the registration link at moneytreemastery.com/. networking hyphen online, register there. You'll get the Zoom link that will come through on an email, and it'll be amazing to spend some more time with you then. So thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Really,
Yeah.
really appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming along, and have a great day.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day.